You guys already know what time it is, man. Share this video, man. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to this channel. Now, we got to talk about this, man. America's doom, fear. Now, as you see, they are in fear. And this is why today I say to my brothers and sisters, God is moving the confusion out of us, and He has put it into them. See, this over 100 days, we can look at Donald Trump approval rating. See, 39% approve, 55% disapprove. What have this man done? See, we look at, this terrorist war with China. You see, our black farmlands are puzzled as to what is going on. See, they're not understanding the fact that if this tariff war go up, that this can jeopardize black farmlands. You're about to see the worst president that you've never seen. And with the worst is yet to come. I say America's doom, fear. Now Allah and a person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, for finding offers to sit us in heaven at once, our submission to him entirely. We fear the doom of America that is cutting her to pieces. The prophecy teach us that her doom will come in one day. Death, mourning came in one day. One day means 1 year. Even after that she shall be burned with fire. Divine prophecy is that America will suffer isolation from the nation of the earth. She will weaken at some point, while the other nation will rise. And then you will see she will be isolated by all other nations. Consider her being put in isolation, my brothers and sisters. The revelation of John, of the Bible prophecy of America's doom. America is spoken of under the savage name of a beast and a dragon who opposes the messenger of God and all those who seeks to follow him. See, beast, dragon are the name used to represent America because of the nature of their characteristics of this people, evil and haters of his black one slave. The beast or dragon 12 women seeking to destroy the messenger and his followers, the new comfort. The messenger of our lives referred to as the woman with a newborn baby, with a victorious beast like enemy trail her, the messenger of God, everywhere that he goes. The beast does this to prevent the messenger and his followers from making progress and making friends with his own black people, who will help the messengers to convert and unite his black people. Not only United States of America, but the whole world of the black nation, to unite and fly out of our enemies who seeks to destroy and kill you and me night and day does not just mean leaving America, but it means also to leave the ideologically and all that America represents, sexual indoctrinations. In the nation, we see Europe and Asia stood far away off for fear of a burning the USA, for fear of a divine pledge. To you, my black people, the end is now. Who says that you are going any place? See, heaven and hell are both a condition of life. They are not places. The devil make hell for you. And God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, make heaven for you and me. America has to her own doom. The ultimate aim of this world should be known to everyone, especially the righteous. We are classified the righteous as being the people who belong to the right God, a God of righteousness, truth, freedom, justice, and equality of the nation of righteousness. Today, so-called American Negro must be resurrected and made to know, understand the faint of anyone who will follow or be deceived by the arch deceivers. So you must be resurrected. Means the resurrection only means that we have to rise from a mental death, from a physical mental death. You know why this white man don't want you to rise to the occasion? Because as long as you sleep and blind and deaf and dumb, he have more control over you. Can you not see that God is taking confusion out of us and putting it to them? Now, all America eat now. You eat it, which you have prepared for us. All praise is due to our God, the Lord of the world. The strongest and most powerful weapons we see the arch deceivers have at their disposal is to deceive the world righteousness, the nation of Islam. They do not stop at the common ignorant Muslims, but also reach for the scholars and scientists of Islam. We should be aware of their trickery and deceits. We're in a world that is passing out of existence. She is putting up a fight war, destroy the nation of righteousness. Be aware to try to oppose success of Allah's truth only hasten the doom of falsehood and its teachers. The world evil makes its first attack on the world righteousness, thereby clearly showing herself as being an enemy of righteousness. When she thinks she has built up a strong enough force to attack the righteous, she does so, which I have said before, hasted her own doom. Falsehood cannot be victorious over the truth and the days of truth. The resurrection is a day of truth. The resurrection is a day of truth as a trumpet over falsehood. So the day of resurrection means that you will rise from a mental death. See, it's teaching us that we will rise from a mental and physical death. See, the black man must know himself and his kind in this hour. You must rise to an occasion. And see, as long as he put you to sleep, you was not able to be capable of knowing who you are. You see, dumb, deaf, and blind you been all your life. Because the arch deceiver forced war. And we see today the ultimate aim is to do as the people has always done. You see, to try to destroy the preachers of truth, those who believe and follow him. See, this was the aim of Cain when he slayed his brother Abel, and the aim of the dragon when he sought to destroy the woman, the messenger, as it was written, Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. As the messenger was to come to make progress, to be amongst God's people. The woman that was carrying that newborn baby. And ever since you see that the devil, 6,000 years, you see it's been one war, right after another. You see today, you cannot live with them in peace. When peace was never in the nature of a Caucasian race. You see, this is why Jesus preached on a Caucasian race. He preached about the religious scholars and told you how they like to be dressed up in robes, have long, lengthy prayers. You see it today. You see it in their churches. You see how they celebrate every communion day. You see it. You see, God don't dwell on temples made with human hands. He's sitting amongst the heavenly places. See, he's not an author of confusion. So we see the law-found members of that nation should be taught to know the ultimate aim of this world. God has visited them and prepared a teacher and myself to teach them thereby, making it easy for them to understand and recognize this world and its secret ultimate aim. It is even given in the Bible, Revelation 12:9. There it speaks of the members belonging to the righteous nation and shows that through deceits, see, Satan calls them to become as himself against the truth, peace, justice, safety, and security. One who enjoyed if he only were not deceived. Under deceits, we see the weak-minded have no understanding or knowledge of the arch deceivers. The devil, Satan, are made prey in the hands of the arch deceivers. This will bring about a war as a showdown between the God of righteousness and the God of unrighteousness, the devil, that already have begun. God must fulfill his promise to show himself as God over all the power of heaven and earth, and man on earth, as it is written, Thessalonians chapter 2:9, come after the working of Satan. Satan has been given the power, knowledge, and authority to deceive as many as he could before the appearance of God, or the universal manifestation of the presence of God. He was given this power in the beginning, according to chapter 2 and 7 of the Holy Quran, and according to the Bible. In Genesis 1:26, and Revelation 6:4 and 8, Revelation 12:3 and 4. We had known all our life that the devil was a great deceiver, an enemy of God, and that he wished to be the victors with his knowledge of superior art of deceiving the people of God. He desired to cast them down, disgrace them, and make them accept his deceits before the very face of God and the general resurrection of the dead. The so-called American Negro, as I had repeatedly taught in my article, sermon, and lecture to my people, are spiritually dead. They have been touched and paralyzed to death by the arch deceivers through his missionary teachings his literature, his personal conversation, and by accepting his advice. God has given to me a very strong and unbearable truth that will defend, protect, and prevent you from falling victims to the arch deceivers. Read these and treasure them. They are your life. Ignore them. It is your death. The great days, the terrible days of God. We must not forget how we are warned by prophecy for 100 years and for 1,000 years that the end must come to this world. The ruler of this world must be removed. A crown must be taken off and placed upon another head, and a rule in justice and righteousness. The people of this world have now become so wicked and so fearful of the consequences of their own rule until the almost stopless vision is gone and the fearfulness has taken hold of the people. The heads is going to unfold to the nations of the earth to find a way of peace between the heads of nations. A great time, a terrible sometime, a terrible time. The hearts of the people are beginning to weaken and to fail because of what is going on and what they see is coming. American people have lived so rich and so joyfully in wickedness, murder, robbery, and hatred of one another until it have hardened their hearts so much that they are made to think that they can make friends and live on with those upon whom they have no mercy. They crush all the weak nations of the earth with their power and brought them into the clutches of slavery. They forced other nations to bow. They pushed their borders around the earth as the king did in his day and time. But in those days, the king boasted and think over it. We see England made that same boast. England used to boast that the sun did not set on her empire. Take a look out at England today. There is no British empire for the sun or moon to set on. This morning, May 30, 1972, the radio news announcer says that they found mines in the Chicago River. Just make it all together more fright. If a mine should blow a ship up in its city limit, it would be dangerous to the life of the people. And just think over this. The Chicago rivers run through the downtown section of Chicago, Illinois. No one wants to frighten the people more. But the frightening of the people sometimes does good. The great days, the terrible days, people are just being shot down on the streets, right in their homes or while walking the streets. They are below down as though their life are nothing. The great days, the terrible days. America dreaded destiny. American people have been here, according to the history, since a few years after Columbus, the explorers. She conquered Red Indians, the original owners of the land, who she found here, and took it for a home for herself and kind. She has continued conquering until her conquering powers have gone around the earth, affecting every civilized nation's submission to her will. She was successful in forcing other people to bow to her will, whether they like it or not. Now it is the hands of God, which is after America, to force her into submission, a hand from which we have no defense, as it is written and prophesied in the Bible under the name of Babylon. Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I'm against you, destroying mountains, said the Lord, which destroyed all the earth. I shall stretch out my hand upon you and roll you down from the rock and make you a burned mountain. Jeremiah 51:53 says, though Babylon shall be mounted up to heaven, and though she shall fortify the heights of her strength, yet from me shall spoils come into her, said the Lord. America is under destruction similar to that of ancient Babylon. In the Bible, Jeremiah, Isaiah, and Revelation of John prophesies concerning her. Babylon they're mentioning is a future Babylon and not Babylon of the past. America has enslaved all of the so-called Negro, and her evil mistreatment of them is similar to ancient Babylon enslavement and mistreatment of the Jews, according to the scripture. It took the hands of God to bring the kings of Babylon and his people into submission to the power of God. He brought the surrounding kings and the power against ancient Babylon and their prime, the heights of her glory, the handwriting on the wall, the casting her down, and his followers into the fiery furnace, making drunk the people of God with their strong wine, and then mocking them. So has America done to the so-called Negro. America makes him drunk with wine, whiskey, and beer, and then laugh at him. She put him into the fiery furnace, burned him at the stake while sitting around with her families, drinking intoxicant drinks and laughing at the burning flesh of God's people. There is no justice whatsoever, as Revelation gives it. She made all the world drink of her wine and her fornication. But the end is coming to such evil doing. America have lived in peace so far as forging war is concerned. She had destroyed other people and their towns and cities. She had leveled them to the ground. She's still prepared to do the same with her great stockpiles. She says she has enough bombs and destructive weapons to destroy all human beings on the face of the earth 3 times. Still has some left. Of this, she boasts. But Allah God has said to me that he will destroy America and bring her to her knees in humiliation. The destruction sent to ancient Babylon, recorded in the Bible, is the answer to most of what he has said to me will come upon the now rich America. Rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, these weapons all belong to God. America, how do you fight an army like this? The 4 mentioned weapons of Allah God cannot be ignored. The whole year had been a year thou far of Allah God, pledging America, day and night, with storms, rain, flood, killing, and destroying properties. And now, the coming winter, hail have been falling in some places, the size of golf balls, baseballs, and footballs. The rain continued to fall in places, and a dreadful snow blizzard is now in the working. A cold wind is brewing in the north to come against America. As it is written, prophesied, we see in Job 38:22 and 23. Have you entered into the treasure of the snow? Or have you seen the treasure of the hell, which I have reserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war? Earthquakes are now again to be recognized, touching America lightly. But nevertheless, they are here with all of her wealth and preaching of Christianity. She had not been a good Christian herself. And as Jeremiah said, arise, get you up into the wealthy nations that dwelt without care, said the Lord, which has neither gates nor bars, which dwelt alone. This corresponds to America. She lives situated between the 2 greatest bodies of the water of the earth, the Atlantic and the Pacific. She is very careless. She rejoices in her evil and filth as though she is self-protected from the divine hands of God. Jeremiah 50:31 prophesies, behold, I'm against you, O most proud, said the Lord, the God of hosts, for your days is come, time that I will visit you. Allah God is visiting America with great destruction, which he has to pour upon the wicked America. After the mistreatment of the so-called Negro for 400 years, she desired now to deceive them, cause them to suffer with her, share her doom. Jeremiah 50 verse 6, my people have been lost sheep. The shepherds have caused them to go astray. The white and black preachers of Christianity had turned them away on a mountain. They had gone from a mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place, their native people and country. Jeremiah 50 verse 7, all that found them have devoured them. And the adversary says, we have fear not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the inhabitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Since the white man had made the so-called Negro as wicked a person as himself, now these are the words that he speaks. They are just as evil as we. Therefore Allah guides against them too. So-called Negro repeat the same and says the white man is no worse than the so-called Negro. The white man have opened all of his doors and avenues of temptation to lure the Negro in for total destruction. Again, we have a warning to lead a people with whom God is angry, as the people of ancient Babylon was warned to do. Jeremiah 51:45, my people, go out of the midst of her and deliver every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. All of the pledges, destruction, and judgment which Allah God used to destroy the wicked, disobedient from the time of Adam until this day, will be brought upon America. Then she will be burned with fire. This is the time of trouble that shall bring America into insanity. The dreadful times of America. America, especially North America, have entered into a time that was predicted by Moses and the prophet between him and Jesus. In the 24th chapter of Matthew, there is a prophecy made by Jesus at the present time of America without mentioning her name. It refers to the country as a world because this part of the earth is referred to in many places by the prophet and by Jesus himself as a wilderness. The name America is not yet 500 years old, so the prophet referred to it as a wilderness and a prophecy. It is terrific. I use the word terrible because it is not a thing that can be described as something mild or something that is moving slowly, nor something that can be recognized so easily by the common people. It is clear to all who can see that America has reached a stage about which she has always been warned. She always have wanted to keep it a secret because of her so-called Negro slaves. She never desired for the slave to know too much of what was in store for her because of enslaving and mistreating her slave. She has reared them for the past 400 years. She knows them. She knows how they think and how they react to her teachings. She knows to fear her. She knows the slave, but the slave do not know America, the slave master. The great, dreadful, and awful day's doom is now in the door and windows of America and of the church, the religion of America. As long as Christianity works, America thought she was safe because it is one of the most deceiving and upright misleading religions of the world. Allah God taught me that if carefully examine everything, and the religion of Christianity is designed to make slaves out of black people. If Christianity was a rat rag and wrung out, and we dropped rights, slavery for the black man. The world knows this now, but the spiritually blind, deaf American so-called nigger, to whom I'm calling and appealing to reason. I'm calling them to reason with me on the truth and their own salvation. It is now a truth of self and kind, of the enemy of self. There will not be an end to the car crashes between black and white America and throughout the world until wrong, evil, murdering, deceiving, robbing the poor black man of the earth is destroyed and righteousness and justice are practiced. This is the day of God Almighty to set up justice and equality throughout the earth. He is to free the black man, the American so-called man, from his deceitful, evil, and murderous enemies. America wished to oppose Allah God in his work of bringing justice, freedom to her one slave. But this is just what Allah God wants. Allah wants America to attack him, to get the fight started, to bring his judgment against her with the fullness of his strength and power. America is bringing about the political gloom. Here, the politicians are unable to carve out a future for America. The plan of deceiving the so-called nickel politicians to work against their own freedom, justice, and equality, starvation, that Allah God has brought to them is making the so-called nickel and high office become the enemy of his own people, freedom, justice, and equality. Such office are held out as a bribe to get black politicians to work against the spread of the truth or their starvation. They are happy and their boss knows that they are. They have a place near him in such office just for the purpose of trying to oppose Allah and his messengers and freeing the poor black man who is in the mud. This causing the political confusion and complete destruction of the house divided against itself. I'm asking in the name of Allah that the American governments agree on the separation of our one slave and their masters. Of course, Allah God is significant. We want a home on this earth we can call home. We do not want to be slave anymore to white people. We do not want to be free Uncle Tom from white people. We want to do something for self and go for self. However, America with a blind, deaf, dumb politician class, or the so-called will bring a swift destruction upon their heads along with their doom that is available against the enemy. It is not 20 years in the future, nor 15 years. Let no one deceive you. It is here at our doors now. The dreadful pledges and confusion of America are beginning to boil. The few making it boil will not quit until it boils down to the last of the dregs. The present promise of a better future that America is making, the so-called nickel, will prove to be false. And all for false promise to the American so-called nickel will be short life by both, because the time of her doom has approached it. America will have to do a marvelous thing of justice, a square deal to turn it back, a fascinating show attempting the Negro to filth and the evil will not work. It takes justice to work, to postpone the dreadful days of America. America lost a war. Friendship is speeding her doom. The lewd before the storm. I'm afraid for you that you will receive what the people before you did receive. Allah God is very angry with white America and their trickology that she used on the dead to keep them dead. You are very disappointed to Allah God, to the original black people who know himself, very few of course. The false show of a glorious future that the wicked is putting on is at hand. You must remember Daniel's prophecy at the end of the war. Desolation are determined. Before this happened, Allah God will bless the people with a good time. As he did the people of the past, roamed themselves, who did not pay attention to the prophet one amongst them. Allah God destroyed them. They thought that they were fooling Allah God, but Allah God surprised them. He made the people rejoice for a short time with a show of great prosperity, and at the heights of their great prosperity, suddenly he destroys them. This is the merciful law that Allah has put in nature. Allah God let a dying person rally before the end. America is going to do the same. America will rally, and people will think that she is going to have a great future. And then the end will come in that kind of time. American end will not come while she is going around with her head hanging down and her heart itching and failing because of the things that are coming on her nation. No, she will be made to enjoy good times. The stock markets are going up and lots of shares being sold. This make any man think that everything is all right, but this is only the lewd before the storm. And the Bible warns America what happened before her. Ancient Babylon enjoyed full ruling position at her time. King Darius came against her at the time of her full enjoyment of wealth, drunkenness, and of laughing at the slave that she had made of Israel. King Darius came with his army and overcame the sleeping guards who were sleeping on the security of their lives. The Bible prophesies that the enemy would say, "Come, let us go up, destroy her, with cities not fenced in, and it will come from afar. It may come at noonday, or they may come at the rising, in the morning, or in the afternoon. But nevertheless, it will come at a time that you thought not." After the war, into the end of the war, desolation are determined, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. See, Daniel 9:26 and 27. I want you to know that that which will be poured means it is the dividation of you, America. If you ever getting back into power again to attack the nations of the earth. Europe will become one of the worst war areas of all the world, more dreadful than Vietnam and other places that you are planning on going into. See, Asia will look like child's play when compared to what is going to happen in Europe. The prophet says, "Whom to America that is shallow with wings." This means America whose skies is filled with planes. Most of all of the judgment and trouble which are pointed at in the Bible are pointed at America. Study them for yourself. America right up to the day with all of her battles with her outside enemy never loses sight of the inside of her poor old black slave. She does not want him to do anything. She wants him to be deceived. She does not want him to accept his starvation that Allah God is offering the black one slave here in America. Allah God is offering the black one slave heaven at once. This he has proven to everyone that believes in Allah God and follow me. I am the door. By no means can you get By except you come by me, your prayer will not be heard unless my name is mentioned in them. I'm saying that you cannot get a prayer through our Lord God unless you mention me in your prayers. Try it and see. I'm satisfied that those who know this will bear me witness. I had the keys to your starvation and I had the keys to your hell. I can if you just let me pull you out of hell and set you into heaven, and I can keep you in heaven, or I can keep pushing and push you into the punishment of hell until you acknowledge that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, and that the honorable Elijah Muhammad is his servant. There is no escape for you today. The only way is through me, is through Allah God. Me first, for you cannot get to Allah God without getting to me first. The Lou before the storm. America is trying with all of her might to hinder you from getting into heaven. America makes promises to you, and she makes promises to me, but she does not intend to fulfill them. Some of America's financial people promise to loan us millions of dollars, but when it comes time to do so, they vanish. The day will come when we will be able to do the same things to them. It's entirely up to them to make good this day for themselves and their people by submitting to the truth themselves, as the Bible says, the Gentiles shall come to the light of your rising. America wants to destroy God and me, and she wants to destroy you by deceiving you against following me. America lift up all my hypocrites and advise you to follow them, while she know that you would be the losers. Look what she had done for Malcolm. America named universities after him in order for you to follow Malcolm. Malcolm turned from Allah, God, and me and started to follow them. See, America will lift up any one of you that will disobey Allah, God, and myself, and come to them. See how they are doing everyone that's a hypocrite to Allah, God, and me. America will raise them up for you to follow. America will glorify his name. See, Malcolm was no lover of white people, who only lies to them in order to get a chance to fight me. But he was not a lover of them. Malcolm was a double crosser. He tried to get to me with the help, as it is written and prophesied that he would do. His name is not written there, and the name of Malcolm in the history, another name is used. But his work is there in the history of the hypocrites. In the life of Muhammad, he tried to take advantage while Muhammad was sick. You find this in the rights of Washington Irving, and even some scientist writers of Islam can tell you Malcolm history. But enemy fools you. He did not like Malcolm. But with Malcolm working against me, he used Malcolm. They knew that Malcolm had learned the history of me, and he was not able to change it. And even enemy will glorify them. They will come to it nothing. The time as ruling power over black people was up. See, they knew that better than Malcolm did. They set up for worship all hypocrites against me. Suppose we will worship China and Russia against them, but we do not worship them. Allah God is most significant, more significant than all their nations. Allah God does not see them as a power and force against him. They are so little and weak in their powers. They cannot fight against Allah God and win. The more you fight against Allah God, the more you will lose yourself. From the Bible and from this chapter and from now on, if you do not know that he is tricking you or making you to follow the hypocrites, it is your doom. Just watch it. He trails me, goes down to Bahamas and everywhere that he thinks that I'm going or where I have been. This is written. I do not fault him for doing what is written of him. I try to do that which is written of me. I do not fault him for what he is made by nature to do, nor should he fault me for what by nature I am. But I fault you if you let this little transgressor of this life and our enemy deprive you of a great future for yourself. We can buy hospitals and place to educate and train our people into the superior education of the nation of earth. but you would rather give your money over to white America and let them spend it on what they want to, and they pay you a little interest. We offer interest too, the highest of interest, but you do not trust us, so we will build right along without your help. We are going to be the winners. It is prophesied that we who believe will be the winners. And my work that was prophesied to me before I was born, you see it today. Try and find a successful one who is working in opposition to me. And none of you who are trying to aid the devil against me will be successful in doing so. And the devil knows that. He's not trying to do these things himself, only with you. He knows that he will not be successful in stopping my progress, not him, nor several times his number. As long as I'm with Allah, God is with me, and that will be all the days of my life. Fire fed with fuel. The subject of this chapter is taken from the Holy Quran, Surah 85, verse 5. We do not hope for peace as long as we add to the war, and that which serve as a fuel to a fire. The fire cannot go out as long as we keep it burning by adding more fuel. A dying burn fire is increased when more fuel is thrown into it. There are lots of people who are so anxious for peace, so that they can return to committing that which they lack in love, items, sport, and play. The world that we live and desire first of all to hide the truth, to keep the black man who is made blind, deaf, and dumb by the scientific trichology of the right race, so that this right race can continue to carry on the same deceiving and wickedness that they have been practicing. How can we expect peace when the method used to bring about peace is the same method that started the war? Instead of finding the right solution and then practicing the right solution. I said these things for the sake of my own black people, for they are so ignorant to the knowledge of the truth of the time in which we are living. What they like to do cannot be done. For the time to even continue to do what you are doing is up. We must remember again the prediction of the Bible that are foretold these times if we understand the Bible. It must certainly teach us that there is no peace for the wicked. There is no people who preach such a thing as peace and as being true followers of the prophet Jesus, as much as the white Christians do. Day and night, the airways are full of their preaching. To hear them, you would think that they are the prophet Moses and Aaron, as the word of Jesus put it. They sat in Moses' seat. The white Christians are great deceivers. The Pope of Rome cannot bring peace to the Christian church, for he is not enjoying peace himself. So who is that people then that the Bible prophesies of in the book of Isaiah? That he will send peace to them like rivers. Surely cannot be the Christian right way, for they are the ones who are breaking the peace. Fire fed with fuel, leaving your own homes and country to go to another man's home and country to make trouble for that people. Then accuse that people of being the troublemakers. It is the attacker who is guilty of that which follows the attack. I said to you, black people, you can get away from that old misunderstanding of the time. You're not living in a time in which you may be expecting a settlement of the war that will give you what you have always been used to: sport, play, and foolishness. Actually, now is the time that you and I should be wise enough to understand that we should think for self and do for self. If we do not know how to do for self, you'll follow the man to whom Allah God has given that knowledge to teach you how to do for self. The ocean filled with the fleet of the right Christians, and the skies crowded with their death-dealing planes over other people's territories. Could you tell them that they should submit to you for peace? If you are able to force them to their knees or destroy them, then I said yes. If that was a situation, then I would say that they should submit and let you trumpet. But you cannot force them to their knees. They have been preparing for a war like this for nearly a century. Or I should say, they have been preparing and working faithfully for half a century to entertain the attackers with the same type of weapons and better weapons than the weapons you are attacking them with. If you resort to worse weapons, they have worse weapons also. So we are in a time when arguments to the contrary of peace is like heaping fuel on a fire. It keeps it burning. We are living in an evil time.